Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this late afternoon, going into evening time in a second, for the new Star Wars The Acolyte Episode 4 review. So, pretty much, I'm going to discuss what I watched for this episode called Day, and let you know my thoughts on this episode overall. So, let's dive into this Season 1 Episode 4 review for Star Wars The Acolyte. So pretty much it's the continuation. It showed the backstory from the last one, which was the most disappointing one that I've seen. I was very disappointed with that one. I mean, the story seemed interesting for the backstory, but the execution was a flop. This one, however, was okay. It's not a great episode, I will tell you that much. There are some boring points during the first 10 minutes or so, and it tries to be interesting, and then it just kind of is iffy the rest of the way. But Soul, I actually like that actor's performance, and Amanda Stenfield's performance is pretty average in this one as Osha. As May, it's I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm feeling for it, but execution-wise, this episode performed okay. It did have a cliffhanger at the end of it to see what's going to happen next for next week's episode, which will be episode 5. So pretty much, I think this episode was kind of okay. They're going after the Jedi Master, the Wookiee Jedi Master, and apparently, I don't want to spoil what happens, but pretty much nothing good happens, I'll say that. But towards the end of it, you run into May's master at the end of the episode, and it's interesting because he doesn't really reveal himself until the last minute. So basically, there's a lot of interesting things in the episode, but execution-wise, there were some moments where I felt uninterested with this episode. It tried to have the idea down, but it performed okay. So, if I were to give this episode an overall score for Star Wars The Acolyte, I'd have to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's okay. It's not one of my favorite episodes, I will say that, and the performance for the first 10 minutes or so kind of gets stale and is a little weak. And then it tries to pick up the pace, and it's like, damn, this was a short episode. I will say this was one of the shortest episodes I've seen for this season. And that's not saying anything good. I think they're rushing it a little too fast with this one. I mean, they're trying, but it's pretty rushed. Like, there's no interesting execution points that are great. And the show is kind of a flop. And not in a good way. And if I were to give episode 1 and 2 a score, they'll get okay ratings now, so 6.5 out of 10s for those episodes. So pretty much this season is kind of a flop, for sure. And I'm very disappointed with Star Wars The Acolyte. I'm gonna finish the season, I'm already halfway done. There's 4 more episodes coming out for the next month or so. So it'll end July 16th, this show. For the season finale will be July 16th. And after that, it's going to get a full breakdown rating. And I'll let you know what I think of the whole season overall. But still, 6.5 out of 10 for episode 4 for Star Wars The Acolyte. Sorry about my yawning. I hope you enjoyed this episode review. I'm trying to be as fair as I can with this episode. There were some boring points during this episode, but execution-wise, it was okay. It tried to be interesting. But it's how the story turns out. How it's written, how it's performed, and how it's executed is the main thing. So, pretty much 6.5 out of 10 for Star Wars The Acolyte. Thank you for watching this episode 4 review today.